The Department of Cannabis Regulation, also known as DCR, is transforming its website into a more user-friendly online information and resource center. We have comprehensively redesigned our website to streamline, simplify, and make more accessible information related to licensing and the social equity program. All videos and resources on the website are for informational or guidance purposes only and may be updated from time to time as information becomes available. The information contained in these videos, forms, and other resources is subject to change without notice and does not replace or supersede the requirements contained in the Los Angeles Municipal Code or the rules and regulations. DCR encourages all applicants to conduct their own due diligence and seek legal or business advice if necessary.
In this video, I will demonstrate how to submit a renewal application to the Department of Cannabis Regulation. I strongly encourage all licensees to complete the contact types for Acceler Records worksheet located on the DCR website prior to starting a renewal application. Please also review all pertinent renewal information that is posted on the website before you begin this process. Once you've completed the contact type worksheet and reviewed the information, please navigate to the LADCR Acceler portal. Enter your username, password, and click on the I'm not a robot CAPTCHA. You may be asked to select from a variety of images in order to log into the system. Once you have logged into the system, please navigate to My Records. On the My Records tab, you will see a list of all of the records associated with your user profile. In order for a record to be eligible for renewal, it must have a status of eligible for renewal. To quickly find your applications that are eligible for renewal, please scroll down and look for applications with the status of eligible for renewal. You will also be presented with a Renew or Petition action under the Action tab. Click on the Renew in order to proceed with your renewal application. Much of the information from your existing application will be pulled into your renewal application. On the first page of the renewal application, you will have to select your business organizational structure from a drop-down menu. The second question you'll have to complete is, are you submitting a modification request with your temporary license renewal application? The default response is no. If it stays no, you will not be asked to upload a modification request cover sheet. If you select yes, you will be required to upload a modification request cover sheet as part of your renewal application. Once you've completed these two fields, please click Continue. On the second screen, you'll be presented with a list of activities that are associated with your record. You're allowed to unselect and choose not to renew an activity for calendar year 2021 as part of the renewal process. However, you may not add additional activities as part of the renewal process. If you would like to add additional activities to your record, you may submit an application when general licensing opens. If you choose not to renew an application for calendar year 2021, please uncheck that activity on your renewal activity confirmation page. When you've completed your review of your licensed activities, as well as made your selections for which activities you would like to renew, please click Continue. Because I answered yes to the modification request question, I'm being asked to submit my modification request form. The modification request forms can be found on the DCR website. For the 2021 renewal application, you just need to complete the application modification cover sheet. DCR staff will review your modification request in the back office once you've submitted and paid your fees, and we will instruct you on what the next steps were to complete your modification request. In order to add a document, click on Add, select the document you would like to upload, click Open, and the document will be attached to your renewal record. If for some reason you select the wrong document, you can navigate back to Add, select the correct document, and that document will be uploaded. The incorrect document will not be added to the record. Once the document has been successfully uploaded, you will see a green check mark as well as a message saying that your document has been successfully uploaded. Now you can continue to the next screen. On this screen, you will have the opportunity to update the contacts that are associated with the record. In order to add a contact, you can either select from account, which will pull in the user's user account information for the user account that is actively engaged in the renewal application process, or you can choose to look up a Excel reference identification number to add that user to the record. Prior to moving on from this page, you must resolve any action items which are indicated by a triangle exclamation point, or you will receive an error message. At this time, I will try to continue off this page without adding the required contacts. As you can see, you will get an error message, and then you will be told what action items or contacts have to be added to the record in order to move on to the next screen. At this point, in reviewing the contact types, I've noticed that there's not an owner associated with this record, nor is there a business entity, and the system is telling me that I need to add a neighborhood liaison as well as a person in charge. I need to add those 4 contact types in order to move on to the next page. Licensees are allowed to add more than those 4 basic contacts. At this point, DCR will review that information once it has been submitted. In order to edit an existing contact on the record, you can go to the action item and you can either edit and identify what that contact type is. Person in charge is a required contact type, so I will select that for this record contact type. Because it's an existing contact, it already has a mailing address associated with the user contact. You can go ahead and click continue. On the next contact, I'm going to go ahead and edit it and change this contact to a social equity owner. Again, because it's an existing contact, a mailing address is already associated with this contact. However, any owner or social equity owner added as a contact to a record must have a corresponding ownership percentage. For contacts that are already on the record that have this information completed, you will not be allowed to modify and or change the ownership percentage. However, if this field is blank because a new owner is being added, you will be asked to put in the corresponding ownership percentage. Any owners that are added as part of the renewal process that are not currently listed on the 2020 license must be added as part of a modification process, and you will be required to submit an ownership change modification form. Once you've completed the ownership percentage, you can click continue. Now I'm going to just demonstrate the select from account and lookup functionality. As I mentioned, when you click select from account, it will populate the information with the user account that is logged in and processing the renewal application. Because I need to add a neighborhood liaison, I'm going to go ahead and select it from the existing user account. Because this is not an existing contact type on the record, you must select a mailing address for the contact. The mailing addresses will be associated with that user's contact profile. If a user has more than one mailing address on their contact profile, you will have to choose the correct mailing address. Once you've selected a mailing address, click continue. I'm going to go ahead and click continue, even though there's not a business entity contact type, just to demonstrate that you will receive an error message if you do not have a contact type associated with the business entity. An error has occurred. Business entity contact is required. For the business entity, for sole proprietorships or partnerships, the sole proprietor or one of the partners may be selected and their user profile may be used as the business entity profile. For LLCs and corporations, the business entity must have its own user profile. Please refer to the video of how to create a new Excella user profile in order to find out how to create a user profile for your business entity if you haven't already done so. If your user entity already has a corresponding Excella user profile, you can click Lookup, and it will ask you what type of contact you're looking up. In this case, I'm looking up an organizational contact, and I've already completed my worksheet, so I know what the reference contact identification number is for the organization. So I'm going to enter it into this box. Once you've entered the Excella reference ID number, click Lookup. If it finds a contact associated with that identification number, it will allow you to select the contact type from the drop-down menu, and it will allow you to select a mailing address. It will not present you with any of that user's information. Please make sure that you enter the correct Excella reference contact ID numbers as part of this process. Now I have all of the required contact types. I have at least one owner on the record, and I have a profile associated with the business entity on the record. So I will be able to continue from this page. Users can perform more than one contact function for the record. As you can see here, the DCR licensing account is the social equity owner, and they're also the neighborhood liaison. There is no limit on how many contact types a specific user profile can be associated with on a record. And through this process, you will also have the opportunity to identify any consultants, law firms, management companies, or other businesses that are affiliated with this record and may be assisting you with your license compliance and/or renewal process. Any contact that will be added to the record does have to have its own unique user profile. So if your management company, law firm, or consultant has not already completed an Excella user profile, I do recommend that they do so expeditiously so that you can add them to this record as part of your renewal process. Once you've completed adding all of your contacts, please click Continue. The next page is a summary of the information that you've input as part of the renewal process. Please review this information carefully because you will not be able to edit it once you submit your application. If you find that there's any items that you need to edit, you can either save and resume later. If you save and resume later, you will be assigned the temporary record ID that is created when you start your renewal application, and you will be able to navigate back to this once you've got the information that you need to complete. Or if there's a specific part of the form that needs to be updated, you can click on Edit under that, and it will navigate you back to that page, and then you can update the information on that page. At this time, there's no information that I need to edit, so I will click Continue. This process may take a significant period of time depending on how many activities you're currently authorized for. As part of the 2021 renewal process, we are creating a new parent record for the business premises address, and we are creating separate records for each of your authorized commercial cannabis activities. When you've completed the process, you will see a message that says your application has been successfully submitted, and you will see a new record number. Please notate this new record number because it will be the record number for your 2021 renewal application. For phase 1 applicants, your number sequence will start with a 1 that indicates that it's a phase 1 business. For phase 2 businesses, your number sequence will start with a 2 and indicate that you are a phase 2 business. From here, I recommend everybody navigate back to the home screen and then navigate back to My Records. And then as mentioned, the record has a new identification number. The parent record, which is associated with the business premises address, will show no letter as part of the app suffix. However, for any of the individual activities, you will see a letter prior to the application suffix. So for here, you can see that this is the record associated with the retail storefront license. What our 2021 licensees will be able to do is they will be able to start making modification requests for individual activities. When the relocation process reopens, licensees will be able to request to relocate one or more of their licenses to a different business premises address and maintain other licenses at their current business premises address. Information associated with the relocation process will be made available in the near future. For businesses that have more than one activity, you will see your parent record, and then you will see the corresponding record for each of the child activities associated with that business premises. Again, folks will have the opportunity to request relocations for one or more commercial cannabis activity at a later date. However, each of the individual licenses will be treated as unique licenses, and modification requests may be submitted for individual activities in the near future. Cultivation licenses will have a letter C before application. Distribution transport only will be represented by a D. Non-volatile manufacturing will be represented by M, and retail storefront will be represented by R. Those are the four most common commercial cannabis activity types that Phase 1 and Phase 2 businesses have been authorized for. Thank you for watching this video, and if you have any questions, please contact the Department of Cannabis Regulation.